What's going on YouTube? It's your boy W Wormy, and I'm a huge fan of One Piece. And I love it, okay? I resoundingly love One Piece. Now, the thing that I have been highly critical of, the thing that I have been not so fond of, and I've been very vocal about my disdain for, is One Piece live action. I don't like it for the changes that it made to the source material. I don't like it for the way it handled certain characters, and I'm very open about that. And I know that I'm in the minority there. I'm a firm believer that I am in the minority when it comes to One Piece live action. I'm fine with that. I've accepted that. And guess what? I'm actually a little bit excited for the next season of One Piece live action. Until I saw the writer recently. And what do I mean by that? What am I talking about? Well, I'll bring you over here to Randy Troy over here on Twitter, and you can see visual artist, writer, WGA, actor, SAG, director, make things happener. One Piece Season 2. Oh yes, he's a part of One Piece Season 2. Well, Randy Troy recently had the most unhinged take that I've ever seen, and try to use One Piece in a disgusting manner that was filled with mis and disinformation, the likes of which a 10-year-old could actually figure out was BS. And what am I saying? We'll come over here to actually Fandom Pulse, so you can see it. One Piece Season 2 screenwriter says upcoming villain Wapol is based on Donald Trump. And what did our good friend here have to say about this? What did he say? Well, we'll come down here to what he actually said. This is his tweet. Now, he has since deleted this tweet because he got community noted, and two, he got ratioed so hard that it was night and day. But you see what he had to say. One Piece inspirations, the greedy and petulant Wapol is based on Donald Trump, whose family name comes from the German Drumpf, hence where drum gets its name. In an almost prophetic turn from Oda, Trump's U.S. policies were/are riddled with healthcare management issues. God, you just gotta love the amount of TDS on here. But here's the problem, okay? Here's the problem. Not only does the community notes prove wrong, Oda has stated previously in One Piece log books that the inspiration for Drum Island came from Drum Rock in Canada. Source, One Piece Wiki. And that's actually a fact. Drum Island is supposed to be kind of a take on Canada. That's why whenever you look up Tony Chopper's actual ethnicity, which is something that Oda actually put the effort into giving each character their own identity, their own ethnicity, where they come from within the real world. Tony Chopper is actually Canadian, and he's from Canada. So there's that. Not only is Oda out here already disproving this, the timeline also doesn't make logical sense. And so I'll bring you over here to Wiki, and this is actually our good friend Wapol's Wiki. Okay, this is the Wikipedia. This is One Piece Wiki. This is his Wiki article. This is his Wiki entry. And we'll scroll down here. Now, this is based out of America, so give me a little slack here. Give me a little bit. We'll just scroll down here to when he first showed up in the manga, shall we? And we'll get that source of which one was it that he first showed up in. And we'll scroll here, and it says Volume 15, Chapter 131, Page 6. So I decided to do a little bit of wikiing myself again. Went to Volume 15 One Piece release date. And you come down here, and again, this is the English release, so give it another couple years or so. Subtract a few years when it was released over in Japan. August 2nd, 2007 is when it released here in the States. So when you actually start, using your brain and using the thing that God gave you and actually, deducing stuff, you always have to take into account that there's probably going to be, especially back then, maybe a year or two release difference. So let's subtract about 2 years just to be on the safe side. And again, this is me being very generous to the amount of time that it actually took to localize these back then. About 2005 is when he first showed up within the manga. Now, you have to then, again, take even more time off because of manga creation, because of the development, because Oda is very particular in what he has been creating. He has actually been working on this very, very clearly, and you can very see it within Skypiea, within the first instance of some of the early usages of things like hockey. And you can see, like, it was called something else back then. He was still playing around with what hockey is back then. But okay, you know that Oda is like that. So let's say over in Japan, released in 2005. Let's take yet again another roughly 4 years off for Oda to actually design and have a rough plan of where he wanted to go with a lot of this and how he wanted to go about all this. Yeah, you're looking at basically Wapol being made in early 2000s. Wapol's concept comes from early 2000s. Drum Island comes from early 2000s. So the sole idea that Wapol and Drum Island was based off of Donald Trump makes no logical sense and never makes any logical sense. And this dude was so willing to double down on it that when we come over here to Package Girl, who took screenshots, by the way, again, the dude completely deleted all this. So we have these nice little archives. He got like toasted by this. I find this pretty hard to believe, given Trump wasn't relevant in politics at all in 2000 when Wapol made his first appearance. Also, hate to say it, but Wapol may end up being a good guy, or at least help to the good guys by the end. So not sure you want to go this route. His comeback: he planted seeds as early as 1985, leading to many jokes about him as a US president in pop culture. Well, into the early 2000s, when Drum was serialized. Even the famous Simpsons episode Bart to the Future referenced this idea, predating the start of the Drum arc. Well, if we actually want to do that, yes, Donald Trump floated around the idea multiple times, but he was actually asked by your side multiple times. You know, Oprah Winfrey has this famous interview in which she's actually begging Donald Trump to run for president. So there's that. Again, you guys were asking for him. He used to be the talk of Hollywood, so you guys used to love him until you hated him. But again, why am I bringing this all up? Why am I talking about this? Because this is a deranged lunatic. This is a man whose TDS is so prolific that he's willing to try to misrepresent basic facts, misrepresent basic timeline, and reject all sense of reality for the sake of his own politics. He's willing to use what Oda created for the sake of his own politics. And we'll just come back here. Again, this is a writer on One Piece trying to say that Wapol is a depiction of Donald Trump, which makes no logical sense, which doesn't even break into the realm of reality, especially for how Oda writes. Wapol's just a character. Oda writes his characters very uniquely. How they have tons of depth, they have tons of use. Characters that you don't think are important now become more relevant later. Oda just creates. He's a creator, he's an artist, and he has this very set world that is all just about adventure, freedom, and friendship. It's very simple. And for you to come out here and try to use it as a platform for your politics sickens me. It disgusts me, because Oda has rejected this time and time again. He has rejected you guys time and time again, but you keep trying to do it. You keep trying to manipulate what he created to push your own political agenda and your own political means, because you're incapable of actually creating anything of value or substance. This man's working on Opla Season 2. This man's working on the second season of live action. And he's coming out here talking about one of the main villains of the second season like this. That sickens me. But it's also not really that surprising, considering these freaks have tried to do this time and time again, utilizing One Piece. And to give you more evidence of that, we'll come over here. One Piece Treasure Cruise English localization ignores Oda's canon as new card incorrectly uses male pronouns for Yamato. What is this? Okay, so now I'm about to get into some spoilerish territories. Not major spoilers, just baseline spoilers. So if you don't want any spoilers, you've been warned. But Yamato is the daughter to the warlord of the sea, Kaido. Okay? They even mention that she is his daughter. But Kaido didn't want a daughter. Kaido wanted a son. So he made Yamato use he, him pronouns and forced Yamato to go by he, him pronouns, even calling her his son. Yamato goes by he, him pronouns because of Kaido and the abuse Kaido dealt on Yamato. And by the way, they're very clear. Oda is very clear that she is biologically a female and not trans. She is, in fact, a woman through and through. There's some scenes that very obviously show she's a woman through and through. But besides that, okay, these people love to try to use this whole workaround with their ideology that because she uses he, him pronouns, that means she's trans. That means she's a trans identifying individual. And they'll go so far as coming out here and making art like this and trying to show that no, she 100% is trans. She 100% is what I have to say because my ideology depicts it. My ideology says so. She is trans and goes by he, him pronouns. Even though Oda's rejected this, and I'll come over here to my buddy Adam, the Renaissance Nerd, who has pulled up this exact page that Oda made, this exact card that Oda made depicting her as a female, saying, hands down, she is female. But they ignore it. Why? Because they are desperate to utilize One Piece as their political message tool. They're desperate to try to say, this fits my political identity, so I'm now going to use it to try to push my politics. I'm going to use it to try to push my agenda, my beliefs on people, even if Oda has specifically said no. That's what sickens me about this. That's what pisses me off about this, is that you have these people always doing this with the trans stuff, but now you have One Piece live action writers trying to do the exact same thing because he has TDS. It sickens me. Oda never made One Piece to be a political message. He made it to instill the ideals of freedom and adventure and friendship into people. He made a basic story that has basic elements of shonen in it, basic concepts of things that people really like. And he has worked on this for years at this point, crafting one of the best stories in all of manga history. And you freaks want to try to bastardize it and claim it as your own, even though Oda keeps slapping you down. That's what sickens me about that. That's what the disrespect is. And this is full-fledged just disrespect of what Oda made, of what Oda's been doing, and what Oda has tried to do with One Piece, and just give people a basic story. I hate that this guy is actually working on One Piece. It sickens me. But what makes me laugh is, again, he deleted the posts. It no longer exists. You can come over here to his Twitter account. It's gone. It's all gone because he's a clown. He got slapped around like the sad little child he is, and he got made fun of for this blatant disrespect to the work. But I'm going to leave it there. Let me get your guys' thoughts on all this down in the comments below. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up, share it with friends, hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell for every time I put out a new video live, guys, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.